Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Rob Cesternino and I'm back to tell you what I expect to see here on episode 7 of Survivor 43. First, I expect to have a amazing time here in our nation's capital. I'll be in Washington D.C. at the National Press Club for this week's Survivor show as we take Rob as a podcast on the road on Wednesday night. Stephen Fishback will be with you live for Survivor Know It Alls for a special edition. PG Law will join Steven to break down everything that happens in episode 7 right after the episode. Okay, where do we go from here after last week's very exciting merge episode? Ellie went out, 4 people got votes at the tribal council. I really see this tribal council in this next episode going one of two ways. That I think that there is a lot to still be resolved after last week's vote. Of course, the big drama happened when it was Gabler who was the person who said, okay, I want Ellie out. And Gabler and Sammy ended up voting against Ellie. Owen was left in the dark. Janine was left in the dark. Ellie is gone. So Owen and Janine are the two remaining Baka people who were left out in the cold. Now, I think that if we get sort of the safe option this week, and it's the final 12, that's a big number. You could see a scenario where the survivors really want to play it safe. I could see a scenario where the other 10 players who were not Owen or Janine end up working to split their votes. Janine has an idol. You put half the votes on Janine, half the votes on Owen, maybe 6 on Owen because Owen doesn't have the idol. Maybe he's more likely to be the person who goes home. Looks like he might be more of a challenge threat. I think that's the boring version of what we could see coming up on Wednesday night. And I always root for chaos. I always root for the most wild scenario possible to happen. Often in the new era of Survivor, the players deliver on that. They don't want to make a boring episode of the show. So I don't think that that's ultimately what we're going to see. There's been a lot of previews there's a preview that they show at the end of the episode. And then during Sunday football, then they show more and more previews. It looks like things are getting pretty hairy. The episode is called Bullet in a China Shop. I think that might refer to Gabler and people talking about how Gabler is acting following making his big move. He calls himself the Alligabler in one of the previews that we saw after the episode. So Gabler's feeling it. We know this. I actually think what's going on here is that I think that we are about to see the war between Coco and Vessi. I think that Baka, by having Ellie go home, has kind of split. I think that, again, this is not a lot to back this up, but this is what I'm feeling from the episode. We didn't see who from Vessi talked to Gabler and Sammy in the last episode, but I think that Gabler and Sammy are in with Vessi, not Coco. I think we could see a scenario either where Baka reforms and we see where Gabler and Sammy are actually cool with Owen and Janine. Maybe they all get back together and go with Vessi. Or I think we could see a scenario where maybe Janine and Owen could get picked up by Coco. And if that happens, where Baka really splits in two and Sammy and Gabler go with Vessi and Janine and Owen go with Coco, we could have a 6-6 split going into this tribal council this week. And in the previews for this episode, there's some talk. There's another advantage that's going to be put into the game. Looks like it's going to be hidden under the shelter. Somebody looks like that they are going to get it. You hear where somebody is telling Ryan in the episode that it sounds like he found a thing. And Ryan's like, what do you mean he found a thing? And so I think that we have a very strong chance that advantages may be coming out. We could have potentially a very interesting, maybe exciting final 12 tribal council where I really do feel like that we are headed towards Vessi versus Coco. The war that started when Cody came over to steal the machete. I think that we might see that come to fruition And Baca might be the group that ends up having to pick sides in Vessi versus Coco. I think that the Vessi side ends up coming out on top. If I have to make a pick here today, and I guess I have to because that's what I do, I have to make a pick. I'm going to say that they go for somebody who looks like that they could be strong in the challenges, looks like that they are super tied in to Coco. I'll say James. James, my pick to be the person that ends up going out here at the final 12. We'll see what's going to happen. If you're coming out to Washington, D.C., can't wait to get the chance to say hi in person. Hope you enjoy all the podcasts this week. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming your way here on Rob Has a Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, robhasawebsite.com/subscribe, and hit that subscribe button if you're watching us here on YouTube. Take care, everybody, and enjoy Survivor Wednesday night, episode 7. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.